Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue, we fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter, there were times when there was joy, but they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain.
Screaming louder to the rains, fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber is rolled with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless name. Heartbeats round and engines climb. Let's broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the brake breakneck roll, sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheels to the breakneck roll, sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome to Nerd TV for another Global Racing Truck Series race live from the old classic legacy 2008 Atlanta Motor Speedway, not Echo Park Speedway, as we're going to go 130 laps here around this 1.5 mile track as we get our countdown to green presented by Icon Apparel Company underway. Weather on this glorious old surface, 82 degrees. Which is a track temp of 107, 59% humidity, partly cloudy, and decent chunk of wind, about 9 to 10 miles an hour gust along the southeast quadrant of the U.S. And welcome to race number 24 of the regular season, race number 2 overall in the playoffs. And to call the shots here is going to be myself, Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, and to my right side, co-producer partner, guy pressing the buttons, doing the cam work, making me be a traveler of many different supplies at our bases on our other games recently, Mr. Dustin. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to old Atlanta, legacy Atlanta. In my books, the only Atlanta that matters, not this bogus wannabe restrictor plate super speedway concoction crap that they've devised now. This is Atlanta racing. This is where the phrase and terminology Hotlanta has come in. And Jeremy, these trucks always put on an awesome show at this track. This is probably one of my favorite facilities, that being the legacy version. Lot of laps logged on this track. Love this facility. And what an excellent race for race number 2. Completely different for the playoffs from what we seen last week at Milwaukee. We went to the Milwaukee Mile last week. Now we're going to high speeds, high banks at Legacy Atlanta for race number 2 of the playoffs. It's going to be a good one.
Gonna be fantastic. Actually, I'm watching a lot of these drivers. They're searching high side, low side, turn 1 and turn 2, especially turn 2. You're gonna see a lot of drivers. There's a grip lane up top in that third groove, in between the seams, and you get such a great run off that corner exit. You did in the real life back in the day. You do it now on iRacing with these trucks. There's just a lot of speed to be up there, which allows for multi-groove racing at its finest on this bumpy surface. These trucks will not be comfortable. They will not be super fast, but they will be action-packed. Not necessarily draft-pack racing, if you will, but the action's going to come from just who can hang on the best, Dustin. Yeah,
well, and tires are going to be a pivotal point at this track. It's a very seasoned surface. This legacy track, before they retired it, repaved it, and did their Frankenstein.
Awesome,
not awesome stuff. I'm not even gonna sit here and toy with that. It's a very abrasive surface, so I mean, tires will get chewed up, they will heat up due to the speeds, the banking. So a lot of it, and the driver or drivers that are going to excel at this track are going to be the ones that can maintain the speed, but also maintain those tires.
Tires will be key. You're probably going to see, if we go a full green flag round of pit stops, it's going to be through tire wear, not necessarily through fuel. Unless you got some of the slower guys out there that just, want to play the conservative card and stretch some fuel, which I would imagine fuel, you can go 2 green flag pit stops if it were to go from green to checker without a caution. So somewhere around the 50-ish lap range at most. These guys are going to come down pit road and short pit. They might see it go right into thirds, which at 130 laps was at about 43-ish, 44 laps.
Yep.
And then that'll set you up right in the middle roughly to get you to the end. So I would not be surprised if that's the case. But also this track, is the tire wear does quickly show up. The trucks are stupid loose. And there could be cautions for days. There could be just, it could be whatever. This track always is one of those places you show up and you don't know exactly how it's going to go. Watching practice, they look pretty okay. on the short run stuff, but I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, and like you said, this is a track where I would not be surprised to see drivers utilizing some pit strategy, seeing a couple of different variable pit strategies going on. Some maybe trying to stretch it a little bit to save that last set of tires. We've seen that work out for drivers like Tyler Honeycutt this season, and it's paid dividends big time on the other side. 3 times he's tried it, twice he's visited victory lane with that strategy, so it's definitely something we could see tonight.
We're going to take 5 minutes of qualifying, and then we'll go 130 laps here tonight. Time to get our cameras off your screens. We are ready to follow these guys during qualifying. And the times, Dustin, a lot of drivers. I'm really surprised. It was the top 15, all within 1.5 tenths. That's stupid close for how Atlanta typically runs. This will not be 20 or 30 laps into the race, but at least the qualifying times expect this to be kind of similar. Bobby Mantle, one of your playoff drivers, holds that top spot in practice in the 89. So he's getting warmed up here, and watch these guys too. Bobby Mantle is going 110 miles an hour off of turn 4. He is crawling 130, 140. He's back on the gas. Obviously, lap 1's a throwaway. Classic Atlanta, Dustin. Cold tires on this rough surface is no go.
Yep. And that's, you're seeing a lot of drivers. They're trying to hold it. As now you see Bobby Mantle hit that loud pedal coming off at turn 2. Took it high, was only about 155 mile an hour, but he is full throttle now, Jeremy, riding that high side through 3 and 4. Going to try to get that good high line run you were talking about earlier in the countdown to green, and here we go. Going to take that flag at 183 mile an hour. That's a pretty good speed crossing the line, Jeremy. Anything over 181, you're sitting pretty good when you cross that line to take that flag.
Yeah, and he chose the bottom of 1 and 2. I wasn't sure who the fast guys and what lanes they're going to choose on that first set of corners. Now, this is interesting. He runs the middle of the track in 3 and 4. I expected because the start... Oh, he's loose too already. Let's see what time he runs here. 30.381, 1/10 faster than his practice time. So that's a decent lap. I wasn't sure if the middle lane was going to work because typically when you run 3 and 4 on the outside, Dustin, you only have to go half a straightaway to the start-finish line. So most time it's faster to run the bottom 3 and 4, but right now it's working for Mantle.
Yeah, it definitely worked for Bobby Mantle on that one. Put down a good time. Danny White sitting P2. Very strong qualifying run for driver of the 64. 30.39, just 1/100th off of Bobby Mantle's pole time, so close times there. And then coming up in third, as they're still qualifying right now, is Michael Thorpe Jr. to 30.43. So qualifying times very, very close, Jeremy. Third, fourth, and fifth, all on the .4s. And then you've got the 72 of Jonathan Gaston, solid qualifying run at a 30.53.
Two drivers in the 3s, couple 4s, couple 5s, one 6, 1 7. As we got 10 times posted out of the 18 currently entered in tonight's event with just under 2 minutes left. I'd imagine just going to be these 18 drivers duking it out here. Ready on board Stephen Hayes in the Whataburger 13. Let's see what he can do, one of our playoff drivers. He's going to take the outside warm-up. This is lap number 1, which is all fine and dandy to run way up against that wall. Very stable exit. There is a grip lane up there as well. Not so strong as turn 1 and 2. Still very effective. And he's going to go to the bottom. He gets loose early entrance, though. He cannot stick it.
Yeah, and Stephen Hayes is one of the drivers that needs to have a good rebound race. With the amount of races that the drivers over here at Global Racing League have in their playoffs, you can probably toss out and at least have one mulligan race in the playoffs because every driver is probably going to have one at some point in time. Well, that race was last week for Stephen Hayes. Ended up DNFing last week at Milwaukee, so not a good first outing for the driver of the 13. So definitely looking to try to rebound. And rebound so far, he's sitting P3 at a 30.38. Ties Bobby Mantle, had to go to the third or fourth decimal point. But Mike Hayes puts it at the top, 30.32, currently holding that top spot.
As you got 15 seconds left, this thing is starting to really wind down here. And going over the points, Dustin. This is how the playoff set up. 12 drivers, 10 races. That's it. Whoever gets, there's no gimmicks in the middle of it. It's just 12 drivers going against 10 races to see who's the best of the best in that timely manner. And it looks like, Dustin, we are short one of our playoff drivers. One of the guys who's won the most races this season, Jacob Grant, truck number 19, not here. So we got 11 of our 12 in race number 2. And as these guys start to file in on the front stretch, we're going to thank our Countdown to Green sponsor, Icon Apparel Company. Get yourself one of your best esports jerseys known to man. The nerds trust them. A lot of people trust them in the real world, on the virtual side. And you're going to customize it, create it, or just purchase it all at iconapparelcompany.com. Promotion code SUPERNERD. 25% off. And it tells the company, hey, we sent them there. So here we go. For race number 2, we're going to get this thing fired off here. Front row, Michael Hayes, P1. Bobby Mantle in second. Row 2, it's going to be Stephen Hayes and Danny White. Row 3, Tyler Honeycutt and Michael Thorpe Jr. Row number 4, be Bradley Miner and Dustin Franklin. Row 5 will be Jeff Weimer and EJ Luna. Row 6, Jonathan Gaston and Joshua Altus. Row 7, Matthew Escalera, Abram Ghostin. Row 8, Shane Wielden, Don Blazier. And row number 9, Ricky Hudgens, Ronald Holmes. 18 drivers and 1 pace lap. And these things will be roaring off into turn number 1. Cold tires, Atlanta. Hopefully we have a very conservative opening lap. You cannot go at it early unless your truck is tight, which hopefully you don't do that to yourself, because that'll just really ruin your night on the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked about Jacob Grant, playoff driver, not being here. Like I had stated, this will be Jacob Grant's mulligan race. Every driver is going to have a race where they're not able to show up, or it just does not go according to plan. So as long as you don't have any more than that, you should be all right to go. But points are going to be vital, so you're going to want to try to catch everything you can, even if you're damaged. And these drivers probably going to want to stay out on the track and finish that race, even as difficult as what it is, because every position gained is an extra point. It's an extra point that you may not have to worry about later on, Jeremy. We've been calling races for coming up on 400 productions now. We have seen championships won and lost by a single point.
We literally have. That's not even an exaggeration. So it is indeed possible to bring it down to the wire, and that's why I like this format, because if you're going down just to 1 point after 10 consecutive races and not 3 here, 3 there, it really just shows the competition level that the league kind of offers, and what a great place to do that with Global Racing League. Half a lap left here before we go green. You see all the trucks looking at them, especially Michael Hayes, your front runner, warming up the tires. Very important. You see a couple others. Michael Thorpe Jr. is doing it. Michael Thorpe's trying to recover from Gateway. See if he can have another solid finish here tonight. Bobby Mantle showing up in the playoffs strong early the last couple weeks. He's got momentum on his side. On the chats,
let's hope he has the right
Jeff.
Setup in it.
Yeah, right. That's why he struggled so bad. That's right. Got Go Shane in the chat. Go EJ Luna. Go Dustin Franklin. And good luck Tyler Honeycutt. As we got a green flag in the air, 130 laps. Playoff race number 2 at Old Legacy Atlanta Motor Speedway is green flag.
Green flag, and Michael Hayes taking commanding lead right now on that inside line. Again, tires not up to temp, not up to pressures or anything else, so you want to take it easy. Stephen Hayes trying to take advantage of that open door that his brother opened up on the inside of Bobby Mantle there. Hayes brothers lined up nose to tail on that inside. as they come to the line. Mike Hayes going to lead the opening lap here at Atlanta.
One lap down, 129 of them to go as they are stacked up on the bottom 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trucks, all single file. Only one at the top now getting door checked and wrecked. Oh, here we go. Oh, man, 2 playoff drivers involved. Early caution thrown by iRacing. And cold tires in Atlanta, Dustin. We already talked about it several times. 13 just completely washes up on accident. No grip on the right front. You get to exit, it flattens out, and that truck got a little loose. Had to chase the truck up, and it was all said and done from there.
Yeah, he had that slight bobble there where it started getting loose. He had to straighten the wheel up, let it come up the track there to try to get it. The unfortunate thing was Bobby Mantle was right there. Heavy front nose impact there by Bobby Mantle. Side impact by Stephen Hayes. Stephen might be all right there with the side impact as long as he didn't knock the toe out. I would be concerned with Bobby on that front nose impact, though. Tough break right there just in the first opening laps here for race number 2 of the playoffs, and it involves 2 playoff drivers.
You never know what you're going to get at Atlanta. Wrecks could happen in the back, in the front, doesn't matter. They just exist when they want to. Pit road is open, 13 down pit road. You'll see the 89, he'll come down pit road. Now, let's pay attention, if we can, to how long these 2 are on pits. This will kind of explain if the toe's knocked out, because the fender damage shouldn't take too long. It's whether or not the toe will set them back several minutes on pit road. Maybe they take the early lap down to get it all repaired so they're not driving halfway broken through possibly 50, 60 laps. I would take the advantage because I would expect at least another caution at some point. We'll see, they're on pit road. No tires being changed. That's to be expected because you only get a limited set. So that's it. Let's see how long they sit down. You got a third taker on pit road too.
Yeah, that's going to be Abram Ghostin in the 22, also down pit road. I mean, there's extensive damage being repaired on both of them, Jeremy. I mean, we sit here and take a look. They're going into turn 3 right now. So they're looking to stay on pit road for the long haul as long as what they possibly can. So trying to get as much damage as done. Like I said, it's even though Stephen Hayes' impact didn't look that bad, it looked more side skirting impact than anything else. There you see the pace car at the entrance of pit road. These drivers going to have to drop the jack here in a couple seconds. There goes Bobby Mantle. Stephen Hayes still on pit road. And Jeremy, that's not a good sign for the 13. He's going to go a lap down early.
Electing to get all the damage repair that he can on the first go around. They should be going green flag this time by. So the 13 is going to have to kind of wrap this up here in the next 15 seconds. Or else he's going to fall multiple laps down under a green flag. There he goes. He kicks it out now. So 13 underway. Is that all the damage? I don't know. Looks like there's still something on the right front that could be touched up on.
I would say that's
heavy damage.
I would say that was a decent amount of the damage repaired though. If he didn't get it all repaired, he got a good chunk of it. It's not good though. I mean, he's now got to he's a lap down. He's gonna have to. Good thing is, Jeremy, he is the only truck 1 lap down, which means if another caution comes out, as long as he keeps it on the track, doesn't come to a complete stop, doesn't hit anything, I mean, we absolutely gets no X's, then he will get that lucky dog and put him back on the lead lap again. But until then, he's in ride mode. He's in coast mode.
Coast mode. That's a term. That'd be a fun one. It's a bumper sticker. Here we go. Green flag back out. Lap number 6. The 1 continues to lead the field to the green flag this time. We got 2 green flag laps in last time, more like a lap and a half. Can we get more this time? Looks like the top 2 get a little breakaway. Third lane already being utilized just a little bit with the right side tires of the top 5. As there's more trucks on the top, going to set up this corner here. Here we go. Let's see how many trucks move up to the 2nd or 3rd groove. Naturally, not just because you're side by side. Looks like maybe just a couple in the back. Drag race to the start-finish line. A new leader for the first time. The lead change, 34, Michael Thorpe.
Yeah, Michael Thorpe Jr. elected to take that top side there and wrap it around. He's going to maintain that momentum. He'll have Mike Hayes cleared off at 2 here. Actually had him cleared before the exit of 2. So now he's got complete control of that. Danny White side by side right now. He's in a heated battle with the 24 of EJ Luna. He's got Jeff Weimer behind him as well. Luna also electing to take that higher groove and wrap that truck around there. And he's moving forward, Jeremy, up to P3 for driver of the 24.
E3 Flow 2K3 on YouTube is probably going to be happy to see that, as the 24 is doing very well for himself, up from 10th to 3rd already with only just a couple of green flag laps underneath his belt. Moving forward as he's looking now into P2 temporarily. Let's see if Michael Hayes can get a good launch off corner exit 4. He does, as EJ went too hard in the paint on the early entrance side of turn 3. It's number 1, all but clears EJ. He's trying. Turn 1 and 2 will not allow him because of that grip up top. Drag race again, and Michael Thorpe Jr. is absolutely loving this.
Yeah, this is allowing Michael Thorpe to take whatever line he wants and drive wherever he wants as a 24 of EJ Luna finally clears the 1 of Mike Hayes. Now Jeff Weimer, solid run for driver of the 73, takes over command of the 3rd place, but now looking to the inside for P2.
And man, what a move from the 73. Mr. Weimer looking super strong right now. Clears the 24, and he made progress on Michael Thorpe at the same time. And he gets the turn 3. He's going to run the bottom with the top 3. Looks like Don Blazier, truck number 11, he's moving up on the 2nd groove, picking up a spot or 2 as Michael Hayes continues to fall back rather quickly. This is probably tire conservation, but not necessarily overall speed.
Yeah, Jeremy, because that's the one thing. I mean, we see a lot of these drivers taking to that 2nd groove, but that also means that, 24 loose off of 2, but that also means that they are not conserving their tires for the longer run. So they are electing to forego the conservation for the short-term speed to get them in position and then to try to run for conservation. So it's a give and take every way you go, but yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. I think Mike Hayes is more in that conservation. We see the 91, Ricky Hudgens, is taken to that high side as well. He just passed Mike Hayes. Now pressuring the 24 of EJ Luna as EJ loose off of turn 2 again, Jeremy. That's 2 consecutive laps we've seen the driver of the 24 get a little tail happy coming out of 2.
This is the kind of racing that I personally enjoy. I used to do this for 20 years straight, basically, through NR2K3 and now iRacing. At Dover Speedway, what I would do is I would qualify up front, 3rd, 4th. I would naturally fall back to 12th or 15th over the course of 25 laps. And then, wouldn't you believe it, I passed all of them back and then some on lap 50 or 55. It is very easy to do. You just have to mentally tell yourself, it's okay. Let them pass me. It's fine. I'm just going to run my lane. No one's going to force me to press the gas pedal any harder. Not going to turn the wheel any sharper. And if Michael Hayes continues to do this, I would not be surprised if we get to lap 40 on this green flag cycle and he's going to be back up there in the top 3 battling.
Oh, absolutely. As we got a good battle here between the 46 of Brad Miner, 72 of the Jonathan Gaston. Gaston tagged the grass just ever so slightly going through that quad oval on the front stretch, but did not slow him down as much. He's got the 94 of Joshua Altus on that top side. Now trying to look to the inside of Brad Miner again. Didn't work last time. Miner was able to hold it off. Altus looking to the high side. Now side by side, Gaston, Altus for that position.
Very good battle back here. 94-46 still. Door to door. 94 is going to have a great launch off corner exit and clears Bradley Miner. As majority of the field goes single file for the first time tonight. There he goes, Altus trying to continue to run that 2nd groove. Try to get to the outside of his teammate of the 46 to the 45. Here he goes. He's going to pass him. Almost clears the 45 in just a half a lap. Gets the 1 and 2. Watch this. He's going to go for more dust, and he is not worried about his tires. Clears the 45 with these. Looks to underneath the 74 momentarily. This is going to be a strong move. Can you do it on the bottom?
Yeah, that's what he's going to try right now on the inside of the 74. Dustin Franklin, as Matthew Escalera also looked to the inside. He's loose, able to hold on to it, though, as Escalera trying to chase down the 64, Danny White. Altus going to have to back it back up, restack it, re-rack it, try it again. Just could not make it stick there, got loose, and elected to back out of it rather than wipe himself and Dustin Franklin out.
Off into turn number 3. This is the only true battle on the track at this moment. Jeff Weimer's trying.
Oh, he's loose.
Oh, he's loose. At the same time, Weimer in second place slams the outside wall, corner exit 4. So here's the handling issues. They're starting to show up on multiple trucks here as we're starting to space out the field a little bit more and more. That little slap there moved the 73 from 2 truck lengths back to about 6 or 7 down the back straightaway, half a lap later. Gets into turn 3. We're going to start to see these more and more, Dustin, in a hurry. Who can hang on and who just simply cannot.
Yeah, these tires at this very abrasive, very seasoned track will let you know when you have been running them too hard, Jeremy. We've already seen that. We've seen the 24 get slightly loose out of turn 2 a couple times. We've seen the 94 of Joshua Altus get way loose out of the corner. We've seen trucks, have to wash up the track because they got loose and they tank slap the wall like Weimer did. These tires are starting to let these drivers know that hey, we've hit our limit for a minute. Let us cool down.
Oh, these tires will absolutely yell at them, 100%. Good little battle here, 91 underneath the 24. EJ Luna starting to backpedal a little bit. Ricky Hudgens, 17th to 4th. This guy is climbing the ladder in a hurry. But this is what makes this track fun. The short gummers, the long goers. It's Danny White looks like in the middle here. He's going to be a little loose in the center of the corner. Has to backpedal. 91 wicked loose, man. Ricky Hudgens had to save it off that corner. It's going to allow Michael Hayes back to the bottom. Remember, Michael Hayes, I said lap 40. Excuse me, I meant lap 20. He's already climbing back on the top 5.
Yeah, and the 91, again, he's been running those tires as Escalera in the 43 back there, and that monster Silverado slaps the wall out of turn 2. He's been trying to get around the 24 of Luna for the last couple laps. He tried the high side, tried the low side, so he's been making some lane moves up and down. So those tires are probably, again, screaming at him. As you said, Jeremy, these tires will yell at the driver to let them know. But look at this battle right now. EJ Luna on the inside of the 11 of Blazer, loose out of turn 2, saves it. Loses momentum, but still holds it there. As now that stacks the top side up as Blazer's up top with the 91 of Hudgens. Hudgens can't go anywhere. Mike Hayes and Danny White can't go anywhere. We got a traffic jam on the I-95, Jeremy.
Traffic jam on 95 is accurate. 3 lanes clogged momentarily. This time around, they're going to be too wide in the turn 1 and turn 2 lap 23 underway. The 11 of Blazer is holding these guys up on the outside. They're looking to make some space. Here comes Michael Hayes. We're going to go back to 3 wide as he takes the bottom. Can he make it stick? Hudgens cannot leave the top. EJ Luna looks a little more comfortable in the middle. Washes up. Oh, there we go. Michael Hayes gonna save it. No.
Oh.
Caution's gonna be out right about now. There it is. That's twice now we've seen a truck wash up. Just Michael Hayes, he went for the 3 wide. He went for the bold move, Dustin. But corner set later. This is what we get.
Yeah, and we're going to watch the 24. He gets loose right here. That back end is walking a little bit more than normal. Comes down the track a little bit just as the 1 was coming up. The 1 got loose, had to chase it up. Then that got the 24 loose. He had to chase it up, and unfortunately, Hudgens was there. Hayes just misses it. Contact with Danny White on the 91 there. EJ Luna backs it way down to stay out of there. More contact between Danny White and the 91 of Hudgens. That's going to send Danny White flying through the grass on the inside. We seen what happened to Hudgens. Oh, man, he got a little error cutting and mowing the grass over here, did Danny White. Got more air. Look at that. Man, he knows how to get it done.
Mad props to Ricky Hudgens, by the way. I don't know if you kind of picked up on it, but as soon as he started to get loose and spin, he yanked that wheel all the way to the left to abort spinning out in front of traffic to keep himself clean and others. So great heads up to not try to overcorrect and move up the track. You can see it right here. As soon as he turns on Danny, watch his hands turn full left. Like he gets off the throttle. He lets the wheel take the grip. And then he tries to straighten it out here. But as soon as he gets corrected, he instantly turns the wheel all the way left, doing everything he can to keep it off the wall and out of traffic.
And does
when you
too.
get in the grass, sometimes you don't have the mobility.
And look at all those drivers too. So if he would not have done that move, if he would not have cranked that wheel all the way to the left like he did right there, EJ Luna's gone, Honeycutt's gone, Gaston's gone, Altus is gone, Miner's gone, Mantle's gone. Like there's a whole group of truck drivers right now that should be thanking the 91 for cranking that thing hard left to make sure it stays down rather than going up.
Yeah, fantastic approach there to saving that truck. We're going to take a quick picture-in-picture before the drop of the green flag. We'll be right back. And back full screen here. Pace car about to pull off. Going to restart this race on lap 28. Tyler Honeycutt, currently your race leader after the cycle. Green flag. Oh, never mind. Well, we're not going to have a leader of the 45. He did not cross the line first. Everyone passed on the outside, so no black flag should be issued on that. And, well, Dustin, tire spin. Look at this. On throttle. Kind of turning because it's the quad oval. And, yep, that's all she wrote right there. 45 first to last.
Yeah, that's and this track is so hard at that just because of the surface, Jeremy, and that being a flat. I mean, that quad oval is essentially flat right there at the start-finish line in the restart zone. But then you have to turn. You have that like 30-degree turn there on that last elbow to line up for turn one. And these tires, when they're cold, they do not like being on throttle while turning at the same time. Tire spin is a huge thing, Jeremy. And it not very often do we see it bite that bad, but Tyler Honeycutt went from first all the way to last because Stephen Hayes, by virtue of that lucky dog, is back on the lead lap. So Tyler Honeycutt went from first to 18th, just like that.
I found the irony too, right around the same time that happened. Michael Thorpe Sr. shows up in the chat and says, "Full throttle, let's do it." And then Honeycutt goes full throttle, and he did not do it. All the way to the back he goes. It's a wordplay because Full Throttle is the racing team that Michael Thorpe Jr. is a part of, that blue spoiler. So, Little fun there. Good timing, Mr. Senior, on that. As yes, we do know that you're late to the party, but it's okay. You joined us. That's all that cares. To us, that's all that matters. Top 4, pretty spaced out. Top 5, you got Michael Hayes. He's side by side currently. Racing. Well, look at where this guy come from. 18th to 6th, number 33, Ronald Holmes. Welcome, sir, to the top 5.
Yeah, it's while you were talking about Michael Thorpe Sr. hitting us on the chat, which it's all right. We'll let it slide because he's been catching a lot of our other broadcasts too and having a good time. So it's all good. It's all good. Better late than never. I was eyeing the 33 of Ron Holmes and Holmesy up 13 positions right now. Only one other driver had more position gains than him, and that's the 11 of Don Blazer, and he's currently running P2 trying to chase down the 34 of Thorpe Jr. at this point.
Not sure what happened there, but Jonathan Gaston, 1 lap down, now 2 laps down. Playoff driver exiting pit road right now. So I did not see what happened to the 72. So mark this, Dustin. The last 3 guys on the bottom of the pylon, 16th, 17th, and 18th, are all playoff drivers. Tyler Honeycutt, Mr. Stephen Hayes, who's back down pit road once more, just right now. That's kind of an odd timing. I don't know if he got into some other wreck. And then Jonathan Gaston. So playoff drivers not liking Atlanta early on.
Yeah, not sure what is going on here. This was Gaston. Yeah, as we go back and watch this, and he peeled it down. I mean, he was coming down pit road, so I don't know if maybe it's happened before, Jeremy, maybe under pit cycle, forgot to check something like fuel or tires, and had to come back down to correct that issue. It happens more often than not.
He peeled down. I saw Stephen Hayes. He was actually running very slow on the track. Right after the restart, he lost a ton of ground, so I think that truck just needs repairs. So I think he's going to just give up on what he was doing, get the repairs done, and full send it. As I guess we're in replay mode still.
We absolutely
Is this something
are. Nope, we
Okay.
absolutely were.
Okay. I was reviewing something. I'm like, this is a very long replay cycle of nothing going on.
Nope.
So I wanted to make sure that
Producer
wasn't
not
missed out
paying
on something.
attention. Oh, it's been a long,
Okay.
long week, and it's going to be an even longer week this week. So,
Hey, I didn't have a day off this week. It's okay, even on the weekend. But yeah, you had a couple of long days, particularly a few days ago. But we're here. And Global is always putting on a smile on our faces here as we're now 37 laps into this 130 lap event. Don Blazer trying to be your 4th different leader, and he is all over the back of the 34 right now.
oh yeah, he is. He has been trying to track him down. As we've been watching some of the other racing further back, I don't know how hard he has been running his truck, but he is maintaining pace with that 34 right now. But the downside is it looks like the line that he's trying to run is the exact same line that Michael Thorpe Jr. is running. So if he's wanting to get around this 34, he's going to have to go outside of that lane that he's running, because Thorpe Jr. is not going to move out of that lane.
Oh, loosey-goosey goes Mr. Don. And I know if Don can just take turn 1 and turn 2, sacrifice a half a lap of running the outside, he could probably blow past the door of the 34. He absolutely could. He's running in the wake of the air coming off the spoiler, so it's really tightening up the truck until it gets to exit, then it goes push loose. But if he just gets a little closer once more and then runs that top lane for half a lap, I'm sure he's going to be your new race leader. He runs a lane up. There you go. You just talked about it. He did exactly what you said. It's going to give him great benefit down the back straightaway. Now it gives him options. Can he go to the top and make it happen? He goes, yep, a whole lane up. This is exactly what he needed to do. Watch till he gets to turn number 1. This might be side by side here.
Yeah, he's going to get that good run. He's going to try the crossover. Doesn't have the run to do it. Going to have to reset back to the top side. There you go. He's got to stay out of that wake because it tightens. It gets that truck pushy loose. And that's not what he wants. As the 34 gets loose, this is the opportunity that Don Blazer needed. Battle for the lead, Jeremy.
This is a lap lead. This is a point in the point standings. This can mean a lot for the driver, the number 11, who does not have top 3 performances each week in and week out. But if he can capitalize everything he can in Atlanta, this is exactly when he needs to move forward in this 10-race stint, as he's almost there, 12 one-thousandths of a second. Now you're a new race leader.
Yeah, as he powers by on that top side, as long as he maintains, he will lead the next lap, the lap that they're currently on, Jeremy. And again, that's exactly what needs to happen. It's at this track with these trucks, when you get close to that driver in front of you, it will disrupt the air and your truck will handle like a completely different machine. So you have to get out of that wake, exactly what Don Blazer did. He leads that lap. Jeremy, officially, new race leader, number 11.
Your top 3 and your bottom 3 are all playoff drivers. Everybody else is kind of sprinkled in the middle, as the current positions of your top 12 are 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and 16th, 17th, 18th. So literally all over the map, and little bundles, if you will. But the 11 has a little issue off corner exit. Michael Thorpe going back to it, trying to be your 5th different lead change of the night.
Yeah, side by side there. The 11 had to back out of it as he got wicked close to that turn 4 wall. You see just a little bit of pushy loose there by the 34 as he was getting close. Still side by side, Jeremy. Going through 3 and 4. As long as the 11 can maintain, he should have that good run coming off of turn 4 to maintain that race lead here, as long as he doesn't scrub it, but, barely.
Great battle here. Barely led that lap. And he's hanging on tight here. As long as he doesn't get loose, he does a fantastic job there. A little loose, actually, very late on exit. Michael Thorpe had to wash up the track. Couldn't get the advantage over the 11 into turn 3. They both run the bottom arrow block to the 34. But he still gets the advantage. He's going to take the air off the spoiler. It shoves Don Blazer up the track tight. And he's going to try it once more into turn 1. Can he make it happen?
Yeah, again, and there's so many ways that these drivers can utilize the air to their advantage. And Michael Thorpe Jr. did just that. Packed that air under that spoiler, took it off, got the 11 pushy tight, and then just stuck that bottom lane. But Jeremy, these two battling the way that they are has allowed the 73 of Jeff Weimer to close in. So this 2-truck battle for the lead has now turned into a 3-truck battle.
It is. It's allowed the 73 to be there, and he is loving it because he doesn't have to work as hard, and he still gets all the benefits from it. As 34 trying the bottom once more, Michael Thorpe just cannot do it. He needs to just run his line and not try to make the pass. Let the 11 fall to him instead of trying to advance himself forward. By doing this, he's not only hurting his tires, he's just slowing the overall race pace for himself. And so he's going to try it again. They're both tight off 4. They probably got loose and had to chase the truck up a little bit. Here he goes back to the bottom. Going to try to make the pass happen again, a little too aggressive. And Jeff Weimer is absolutely loving this.
Oh, yeah. He's got a front row seat. He can go whichever lane, like you said. He is reaping all of the benefits right now without any of the downsides of burning those tires up. He's just running his line, hitting his marks, letting these two duke it out right now.
Lap 47 completed. Lap 48 underway. Can report that Stephen Hayes in 13 is still not on track. He is probably done for this evening, 15 laps down. Jonathan Gaston, the only other truck that's multiple laps down at 2 after he exited pit road. He's running kind of optimal speed, so he should be okay there. Just needs a couple quick cautions to get himself back on the lead lap as we're continuing to focus on the main battle, the battle for P1. There's a good battle right now, so EJ Luna, Michael Hayes. Michael playing the long run game. He's going to make the pass almost. He cuts down quick, gets himself cleared over the 24. It moves Michael back to 5th place.
Yeah, back to the top 5. But both EJ Luna and Mike Hayes have been hovering right around that 5th position all race long. Just playing that long game. Again, a lot of drivers. We've seen the playoff struggles happen early. Tyler Honeycutt still back in 16th. Stephen Hayes, Jonathan Gaston. I mean, we've seen it hit them. So even a top 5 finish could sit here and help propel you up in the points, Jeremy. So it's going to be like this all season long. These drivers trying to bid for every point possible. But we have a lot of good battles going on around the track right now. As we still have the 46 Brad Miner trying to move to the inside of Bobby Mantle. Mantle's truck doesn't seem like it's underperforming terribly. He's still maintaining right now in that top 10 as he just gets passed by Brad Miner. That puts him back in 10th. But just not as competitive as that truck was during qualifying and at the start of the race before the contact between himself and Stephen Hayes.
50 laps down, 80 laps to go. We're going to go turn up the tubes, listen to these trucks drive around this place. We'll be back here in a few. coming back to live screen here, and right beforehand, the 89 Bobby Mantle making his way back up midfield after lap 2 wreck. And here he is, just single-handedly getting loose off the first kink of the quad oval. Good save by Bobby, but he locks it up a little bit there. He's going to lose some time. He's going to lose some more tire wear. And he's going to go back from about 8th to 12th or 13th at this point.
Yeah, excellent save. I mean, it's locking it up, keeping it straight. But like you said, all that ground that he had worked up, getting back to the top 10, and then he fell right outside the top 10. Again, sitting back in 12th. Racing up front has been getting fast and furious at this point in time. Michael Thorpe Jr. finally got around the 11 of Don Blazer to take over that lead. Now they're working some lap traffic there. The 94 of Joshua Altus goes a lap down, 3 wide right now. Mike Hayes working his way back up. He's back in the top 3 on the inside of the 11. So the triple ones duking it out, the 11 and the 1 for P2.
This is what saving your tires looks like. Take notes. Everyone needs to look at Michael Hayes and kind of mimic this on the next green flag cycle, to not just go at it early on, as you're starting to see the fast ones fall and the slow ones starting to progress forward. Ricky Hudgens being one of those guys, back to P4 he is, moving up, trying to get to 3rd. Don Blazer now losing 2 to 3 truck lengths quickly over the number 1 as he takes the lead through 6 different lead changes of the evening, supplied by only 4 drivers through the 6 lead changes.
Yeah, and it's typical of an Atlanta race like that. You know, it's clean air is key at this track. You know, not having anybody in front of you where you have to adjust your line. You can run whatever line you want. You have that clean air on the front of your nose, so you don't get any of the negative effects of that the dirty air coming off of a truck in front of you. So it's key, and it's tough to pass. I mean, we seen the 34 of Thorpe Jr. I mean, he was trying for laps upon laps to get around the 11 of Blazer before he was finally able to get it done. But look at the aftermath, though. Don Blazer in 3rd. He is falling back. Jeremy tells me that possibly used those tires just a little bit more than what he probably would have liked. Is right now Ricky Hudgens in the 91 back to P3 as he gets around. Oh, but Wall scrapes it. Well,
Never mind.
Never mind. That's going to sit here and completely wipe that out.
Yeah, it sounded good until it wasn't. Off turn 4, Ricky Hudgens just loses all control of his truck and somehow able to keep a decent pace going at the same token. Crossover goes to the inside of Don in the truck number 11. 91 versus number 11 in turn 3 here. 2 by 2 by 2. The next 6 trucks are through corner set 3 and 4. Clears the number 11. Now he's back on pace to continue progressing forward.
Yeah, and as he gets by the 11 now under the attack by the 24 of EJ Luna and the 73 of Jeff Weimer, as Luna finally completes the pass on Weimer, now setting his sights for Don Blazer in the 11 as Blazer still trying to look to that inside, just does not have the run. Now he's got the 24 to the high side, so now he's stuck to that inside. EJ Luna trying to move forward.
As Dustin's finally turning the pylon back on. Oh, the 11 of Blazer almost just cleans the clock of EJ Luna. I don't know if you can go back to that. He was paper thin between his bumper and the 24. Let's take a look at this. If we can get a good camera angle. I don't know if we have to do some drone work, but that was such a tight gap here. Here we go. This is probably a good view. Watch how close this is. Yeah, good camera work right at the moment of almost contact. You got the camera to quickly dip over the front there. Good stuff there, Dustin.
Thank you.
They're back live here. Lap 68 underway. Majority field, just like that. Oh, hold on. Dustin Franklin saves it. Oh my gosh. Dustin, we have to go back to another quick replay. Hit that with the rewind button. Watch this save. Corner exit wheel.
Oh, has to check up for the 43 of Escalera, and the truck did not like backing out of the throttle that hard while turning as well. Good save by the 74.
Yeah, I mean, he barely scraped the wall. He could have absolutely destroyed the right side of that thing, but just comes off the corner with just a little paint scrape off the door panel there. As we're about to complete lap 69 on to lap 70, so it's going to be about 60-ish laps to go at this point. Your race leader, Michael Thorpe Jr., out to a 1.5 second advantage over Michael Hayes, which those two have a 3-second advantage over Ricky Hudgens, as the top two just seem to have found the grip, Dustin, and are breaking away.
Yeah, and both of those trucks were, I mean, they were solid. They were stout in practice as well. Mike Hayes held the top spot for the longest time at practice. We had talked about and highlighted him falling back early on, but tire management, we had touched on that quite a bit in the Countdown to Green presented by Icon Apparel Company. And right now, the tire management looks like it's in the favor of the one over the remainder of the field. The question is how good is the 34 on tire management? We've seen him manage those tires on long run. Very strong long run driver. But we've also seen, for instance, in Milwaukee, not a good long run there at Milwaukee. So a lot of the times it depends on the track, Jeremy.
Yeah, track's very important when it comes to that. As we're looking at the lonesome driver, has been leading this race now to a 2.1 second advantage. Well, second place here now. Michael Hayes, truck number one, who's got a 2-second lead over the third place truck, Ricky Hudgens, and truck 91, which is now on your screen. You can see the gap of 2 seconds and 2 seconds. Way off in the distance. You can barely even tell he's way out there, but that's your race leader, Michael Thorpe, and the guy in the middle, Michael Hayes.
Yeah, it's this track is one that on the longer runs, you know the drivers that can conserve their tires and that know how to long run this track, because they will start gapping it quite a bit, and you will get a lot of space between these drivers. As 91 goes way low. I don't know if that was a signal for pit road or if he was just trying to go down below the 94, but I've seen one other one. I think Weimer, nope, signal for pit road. Weimer coming in behind him. Yep. So again, the key on this one, these drivers do not have open comms to talk to every other driver. So the way that they let drivers know that they're coming down pit road is they will go all the way down close to that white line as possible, and then come back up to let them know that they are pitting this time by. So, Jeremy, green flag pit stops have started. Weimer, Blazer, Hudgens, and Holmes all in to the service of their virtual crew.
Yep, 4 in, 4 out this time around here. As fuel window has opened up. Or I should say tire window. I don't expect them to go 60 laps on this run, so got one more green flag pit stop to be had, presumably anyways.
Expect
Here comes
EJ Luna.
Yep, he's making that call. These guys could, well, no, they can't. They can't even do texting chat, so that's the only way they can communicate. Remember, these guys don't have any communication except for the drivers of their team in Discord, and that's it. So they have to make that dip to say, hey, I'm coming down this time as a courtesy, so they don't get completely run over, because you have to slow down on the racing surface here, Dustin.
Yeah, you do. I mean, with this is the legacy version. It does not have the pit entry on the new revamped version where you have to enter on the apron going into turn 3 and wrap the apron all the way around. This one here, you have to slow down on the track and then make that transition from track to apron, which can be treacherous on old tires. So these drivers try to give as much heads up as possible to let those drivers know, hey, don't take the low line going through 3 and 4, because I'm going to have to start getting on the binders.
Yeah, it can be very tricky. Here comes the 43. He's going to be coming down, Mr. Escalera. He's going to allow the 45 to go by. I think Mantle should be notating that to himself as well. Or is he coming down with them? He's going to come down with a little 4-truck action 5 trucks on pit road this time on lap 78.
Yeah, to include your front runners, Thorpe Jr., Michael Hayes, Abram Ghost, and Matthew Escalera, Bobby Mantle, and Danny White all coming down this time. That leaves Brad Miner out there as the sole driver. The driver right behind him, Ricky Hudgens, has already pitted, currently off the lead lap, but will get it back once it's relinquished. Right here, as Brad Miner comes down as the last driver to come to the service of his pit crew. Oh, Jeremy! He hits the cone, though. And that wasn't just a small clip. That was almost half of the truck. Possibly an unsafe pit entry violation in the near future for the driver of the 46.
Yeah, his right side's touched the grass, so more than likely there will be a hold on Miner. We'll see when the jack drops what the case is. Right side up, right side down, left side up. Let's see if the tires spin or if he's on hold.
And they got him.
Hold. 40-second hold on pit road for unsafe pit entrance.
Oh, man. And we have discussed it a number of times that, pit road violations make and break races big time. It's such a difficult thing. Every track is different. Some pit road entries are easier. Some are more challenging. This is one of the more challenging ones. It's a rough, bumpy surface. You have to start braking on the surface, go from track to apron on that transition. And, on just greasy, slippery tires, lockups, it's tough, unfortunately, Brad Miner there just clipped that commitment cone on pit entry, and the iRacing stewards, they're usually sticklers on that. They will usually bust somebody for an unsafe pit entry.
Yeah, the code is literally black and white. So if you cross that line, sorry, you are getting tagged, and there's no looking back. That is a black flag that cannot be cleared. Even if the admins wanted to, they cannot. So, Ricky Hudgens now takes the race lead in his blue and orange 91, as he is one driver to not make a pit stop. I do believe is Jeff Weimer somehow.
No,
I'm not sure how that's.
He's made a pit stop. He was one of the first ones to come down. Him and Jeff Weimer.
One of the first ones.
Yep.
Okay, that's true. That's true. They did come down together. So that little gap difference was a 4-second difference. It's kind of impressive. I know the tire wears about, a 2-second fall off between start to finish?
Roughly, yep. 1.5 to 2 second fall off. But again, it all depends on how conservative pit road entry is that the driver does, or how much they want to try to push that issue to try to capitalize on that. Because, just a second on pit road, either on entry, during your service, on exit, is, a quarter of a second, to half a second on the track. So it starts stretching out pretty fast.
We're going to take this moment here to thank some sponsors. Go picture in picture, and we'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Back to full screen here. 40 laps remain in race number 2 of the playoffs. And we had a little event there right when we went to commercial break. EJ Luna, driver number 24, he's going to money shift. He's going to shift somehow. He goes from 4th to 3rd gear in turn 1. You don't see any shifting in Atlanta, period, except for if your name's EJ Luna at 180 miles an hour. You don't see the puff of smoke, but you see the truck go out of shape and up the track. Right there is when the truck
you
goes
do
towards
see
third.
it just a little bit. It's just not a good camera angle. We'll go this one here. You see the puff of smoke right there.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yep. There she is. All she wrote. 24 out of this race. Virtue of a money shift. That's kind of an odd shift in the middle of turn 1, huh?
Here we go, and boom, $8,000. Yeah, that seems like an accidental one for sure, because like you said, there is no shifting unless you're coming down pit road or leaving pit road or on restarts, obviously. Otherwise, that thing's in 4th gear and it stays in 4th gear. So, unfortunate break for EJ Luna. Had a strong run going, but that will end his night. And
I've never seen so much backup to back up one driver instantly. As soon as we put that on live TV on Nerditude's channel here on YouTube, Flo2K3 says 24 tried to hit the clutch and hit the downshift. He's on a different setup than what he's used to, so he's trying to clutch.
And then
use the clutch for the shift.
And Panic 24E, which is EJ Luna himself, says I hit the wrong paddle using a friend's rig tonight. So, man, unfortunate. Had an excellent run going and hit the wrong one. So obviously paddles were set up. Had the paddle for clutch there and did not hit the clutch paddle. Ended up hitting the downshift paddle.
And then Kevin Nunn just says, bummer, hashtag blame Flo. You're fired. Well, we know what setup he's using tonight. He's underneath Flo2K3's rig. That's what it sounds like to me, but I was kind of curious. So how does this work? If it's a dual paddle shift, why is one downshift and one clutch? What's your upshift? I'm curious to know if one's downshift.
It's a split paddle. So split paddle. Like
so we have 4 paddle.
Yeah, it's a 4 paddle. So depending on what it is, so like the Moza CS2 rim that I have actually has a split paddle on it. So you actually have 2 top paddles, 2 bottom paddles. Obviously, one of the paddles was set up for clutch, and then the bottom 2, left and right, were for downshift and upshift. And as I say that, they verify that 4 paddle, split paddle, says EJ Luna.
Sure did. I have the KS Racing, the road racing wheel from Moza, and it's a 2 paddle, and then it has a rocker paddle that's meant for like looking left and right. Not necessarily, you can't use it for a single click of a button. But I know a lot of the current stuff outside of that has a 4 paddle system, so Thank you for that verification. Sorry to hear, man, but you are not the only playoff driver to have issues. The last 4 drivers on the scoring pylon are playoff drivers. Bradley Minor, Jonathan Gaston, now EJ Luna, and Stephen Hayes. So you're not the only one, bud. So recovery can happen. It's just a little bit more of an uphill climb for you.
Well, and remember what I talked about too. So I talked about these drivers have a mulligan race. It's not a rule. The league doesn't just throw that in there as, hey, you guys get one race, one drop race is what some of us leaguers call that. No, there's no drop race. It's just, it's expected that a driver is going to have at least one bad or off race in the entire 10 race playoffs that they have. We've seen it happen already with the man on your screen, the 34 of Michael Thorpe Jr. We've seen it happen to Stephen Hayes, now EJ Luna, Jonathan Gaston, Brad Minor. Every driver is going to have that off race. It's just to be expected. If a driver goes all 10 races and does not have a mulligan off race, that is a fantastic playoff because it's so hard for those drivers to stay on because there's so many variables outside of their control that they can't do anything about. So you got time. Like Jeremy says, you got time, my man.
Look at Dustin setting them up, putting them on a high pedestal, saying, don't worry, keep your head up high. Everyone's got a mulligan out here. I don't create the rule book. I just know it's going to be a thing. And the person who doesn't use that mulligan is going to be your champion. That's probably what you're going to see, more likely.
If it gets to that point, absolutely. I mean, if a driver can make it to the end without having a mulligan, they will be your champion. But that's a tough feat to tackle for sure.
Yeah, I mean, 2 races in and over, or almost half, if not half, of the playoff drivers have had issues. So this will make the other, 8 races fun. So hopefully we don't see it, but you never know. Things happen, and looks like they're happening in a hurry on these playoffs. As we're on our lap 100 now. As they cross the line, we'll have 30 laps remaining. We're expecting one more green flag pit stop between now and the checkered flags. If they can not make it on tires, but if they can make it, Dustin, I think 60 plus laps is going to be a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I'm not going to say that it's entirely impossible. More so, as we nerds like to say, mathematically improbable, especially on a driver perspective. But these green flag pit stops have really shaken stuff up, Jeremy. Ricky Hudgens has been out front. Speaking of final pit stop, here comes Ricky Hudgens for his last one, but since his pit stop, he has been out front up until coming down pit road right now. The 11 of Don Blazier also coming down pit road. And he was gapping him. He was putting it on there. So 91 has brought something to Atlanta tonight that we have not seen out of this driver team for quite a few weeks here. That's going to be costly.
That's no fuel. What is? Okay. He didn't come to us. I'm confused, but yeah, he brought something and then he threw it away. I'm not sure what happened there, but
I don't know what that was.
Shout out to him for maintaining that large lead. He had third place gap, 7 seconds. That is widely impressive to me. Is able to do that as we're trying to figure out what happened to the 91's pit stop with that reverse after his initial stop.
Well, not once. He reversed it twice, 3 times, and then put it in first. So I don't know what happened there, but definitely a miscue on pit road. Is your race leader, Jeff Weimer, now coming down to the service of his virtual crew.
Yep, leads 2 laps, going to bring it down. That is the 8th different lead change as the main pack now crossing the front stretch, the start-finish line, and what a battle. What a battle this is. Michael Thorpe Jr. back to the point once more with just under 30 laps remaining. These guys still off the pit too. Who comes down first?
I can tell you it is not going to be the one of Mike Hayes, as he is now trying to take a pass on the outside of Michael Thorpe Jr. Bobby Mantle has been hanging on strong since that lap 2 incident that he took damage on in that excellent save through the quad oval about halfway through the race. He, prior to green flag pit stops happening, he was up there running about 5th or 6th, now finding himself in 3rd right behind the 2 leaders as Mike Hayes does complete the pass on Thorpe Jr.
Thorpe was all over that back bumper, trying to get him arrow loose. Could not shake the number 1. Goes into turn 3 this time. Slide up the track a little bit as the other Michael gets to the bottom. Michael versus Michael here. Front stretch, 34 loose, side by side, nose to nose. Hayes continues to hold on to this race lead. As here's the 73 trying to get his lap back. Says, hello, 3 wide, how you doing? Goodbye. And that's like that. Back to the lead lap goes to 73.
Yeah, and that is a difference between old tires and fresh tires. Is Weimer just able to just drive by, power through 3 wide in the center, and he takes off, not wanting to lose any time at all. Oh, no, Bobby Mantle saves it.
Netcode destroys the 89 once more. This time around, there might have been inevitable contact, but Netcode definitely played a huge part into that bump and run in turn 3. But man, what a save from Bobby.
Yeah, that was an excellent save from the 89. As going through, and it was going to be with the 11. And oh, yeah, there was space for days. The 11 was drifting up, trying to chase that truck. But, Jeremy, there was 1.5 feet, 2 foot of space in netcode in between those bumpers. But look at that save in the center of the corner on exit, able to maintain. Excellent save again, twice for driver 89, Bobby Mantle.
One of the best to make it happen there. Bobby doing a great job behind the wheel to not wreck the thing, not bring out a caution. I wanted to make a point right before that happened. So the 73 Mr. Weimer was P2 before everyone started coming down pit road. He is now 2 seconds faster almost than the race leaders right now. And with 22 to go, if the 1 and 34 have to pit, they're toast. There's no way they're going to make up that 5-6 second difference that's already on display here. So that tells me that the 1 and the 34 are going the distance, because if they sacrifice this lead dust, they're toast. I don't think they can make up that much ground. We'll see if that holds true, but I think they're going to the end.
Jeremy says that they are going the distance. Are they going for speed?
No, they're going for not speed, because they are slow right now. They're doing 156 in the center of 1 and 2, not going for speed.
And just so you guys understand the speed difference on that, granted, you cannot run qualifying laps. You cannot hot lap this every single lap because the tires just will not allow you. But at 156 mile an hour through the corners, your pole sitter, that one pole was taking these corners at about 178 mile an hour. So you're talking a 22 mile an hour difference in that. Granted, that's a qualifying hot lap, so you knock a little bit down, but they are still probably 15 mile an hour off of pace that you would normally go through these corners.
Yeah, I was going to validate that. You're almost on the money here. Went back to Michael Hayes' lap number 2 in qualifying. His slowest speed in 3 and 4 was 174, and that last time by he did 154. So 20 mile an hour difference. That is coasting all the way through the corner. They are not even trying to touch the throttle until they absolutely have to. That means they're fuel saving, they're tire saving, and let's check in every so often with the 73. Well, actually, he's still a lap down. Did he fall 2 laps down? I thought he was only 1, but maybe he won't be in that boat. But who's going to be the one to take advantage of this situation? I'm not sure. I didn't expect him to go 2 laps down. I was kind of surprised by that, actually.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, we talked about it in the countdown to green, Jeremy, that this is a track that drivers do have some flexibility on pit strategy, and this is where it starts, showing its face. You see the 64 Danny White now looking to take the race lead for the first time tonight as he goes to the inside of the 34, Michael Thorpe Jr. I would not expect much of a fight if they are in conservation mode. And as I say that, Thorpe Jr. says, hold my beer. I'm going to sit here and prove you wrong as he is battling side-by-side race lead.
Can Danny White be yet another leader in tonight's race? Kind of surprised to see 7 different leaders already. Can it be number 8? neck and neck down the back straightaway. Lap 114, 16 and a half laps remaining. Not this time. Backs it down to go single file. Gets a little loose on entry. Bobby Mantle putting the pressure on here. He's in third. He's trying to be up at the front once more. Nice recovery from the 89 to get spun now twice. Saved it that last time. And he still has some speed dust. And he is cooking these tires, but he's making some quick ground.
Yeah, he got real close to Mike Hayes. I think Mike Hayes surprised him that he was up there as he tried to widen that entry out to arc that corner and had to pull it down pretty hard. But Mike Hayes back to fourth place. But again, if these drivers are in conservation mode, it is no surprise as long as these drivers keep each other in striking distance. The 72 of Gaston has to pull it off of the turn 4 wall there. Gets real close. But as long as they keep themselves in striking distance, they have a chance to get it done. Right now, Jeremy, your top 10 as they sit: Michael Thorpe Jr., Danny White, Bobby Mantle, Mike Hayes, Dustin Franklin rounds out your top 5 right now. Abram Ghostin in 6th. Ron Holmes still in that top 10, running strong. Fell back to 8th. Don Blazer in 7th, so Holmes in 8th. Shane Wielden in that beautiful number 3 in 9th. And Joshua Altus rounds out your current top 10 as half of the field has come down to pit. The other half, Jeremy, I think they're committed at this point in time. They have to be. I think you're right. If they don't have enough to make it, if they come down, they're toast.
Yeah, I'm going to steal your term, coast mode. That's what they're doing. All of them. They all look like they're bunched up racing hard, but no, they are playing the battle of who can save the most until the very, very end of this thing. And just a notation again on the playoff situation. If you were to include Jacob Grant, who's not here tonight, 7 of your 12 playoff drivers are outside the top 10. 7 of them. That's really impressive. 5 are above the top 10, 7 are out. So as you see, the raceepa.com race telemetry, 156 is the slowest part of the corner for Bobby Mantle, who's in 3rd place right now. Just right behind the 64 of Danny White. These trucks are loose and they're coasting. This is one of those days where it's fun and miserable at the same time.
Oh yeah, I mean they're battling it because in your mind these drivers have to tell themselves, okay, don't get on the throttle. I got to coast it through this corner. Don't get on the throttle. I mean, you see it bouncing there. You see Bobby Mantle working the throttle right now to keep it right at that 155, 156 range. And that's a struggle in itself. Not to mention these tires, they're toast. Their life passed them probably about 10 laps ago. And they're screaming at the driver like, what the hell are you doing? Get me off of this truck. And these drivers are like, nah, you're good. You got 11 more laps in you. I got faith.
You remember how the 73 went 3 wide and went from 2 laps down to 1 lap down about 20 laps ago? Yeah, he's about to be in the same camera pane angle here as we get closer and closer into this race. He has almost drove an entire lap. There is the 73. Go back to the race leader. Turn 1 and turn 2. He's already made up 3/4 of an entire lap in just a 20-lap span. That shows you how much these guys are actually saving up front as they're playing the draft game. You bet Danny White is saving his fuel behind the 34. The same thing with the 89. They get a little uncomfortable in the center of the corner, so they're going to fan out a little bit, but then they just follow the leader on the front stretch.
Yeah, they're giving each other a lot of space. That's why you don't see a lot of battling here. You'll see them do that stagger. So 34 down low, 64 up high, 89 down low. They'll stagger, give themselves enough room, enough space, and just keep going. They got to ensure that they have enough of that go-go juice to get them to the end. And at the same time, they don't want to sit here and heat those already, just demolished tires up anymore because they know that when it comes to that white flag, that's when nothing's going to be held back. These drivers are going to be given everything they have. So what little bit of is left of those tires is definitely going to get burned up then, and they want to make sure that it's not until that exact moment.
Let's see who makes the first pass effort. Danny White's going to have to go down just because The 3 truck is in the way of Thorpe for just a moment, but he backs down even further to stay behind the 34 when he could have easily made that pass effort. And now the 3 is going to check up the 64's entrance here, as he now has to catch the 34 just a little bit. We got 7 laps to go. It's been a while since we've seen a fuel game by 1 or 2 drivers, Dustin, let alone 5 of them
Yeah.
or 4 of them just chasing each other at the slowest rate of speed possible.
Yeah, it not often does it come down to this, Jeremy. Not a
Rare
lot of,
moment here.
yeah. I mean, look at them fan out. Not a lot of tracks will give the drivers this opportunity. Bobby Mantle scuffs the wall coming out of turn 4. But like I was saying, not a lot of tracks will give the drivers this opportunity to play the fuel game, the fuel mileage strategy. Just because leagues will run different amount of laps, and sometimes the laps and the fuel load that the leagues allow, it never falls in their favor to have something like this happen. So it's kind of I know it's not as exciting as just watching them duke it out, but it's kind of a nice change of pace to see these drivers play the strategy game rather than just flat out drivability.
Dustin, this is exciting. This is it's like seeing who's the first to actually do something. It's one of those kind of things. It's not exciting like in what you're talking about, but it's exciting to see who takes this this kind of strategy and works it to their advantage the best. At any moment, someone could just press the go pedal and make the pass. So 64 gets a little loose that time in 3 and 4. We're gonna have 4 laps to go at the line. 45 spoiling the party a little bit, not part of position. But Tyler Honeycutt, playoff driver, going to try to drive through here. At least he's trying. Tires are shot on that 45 as well. Oh, Mantle saves it again, but he's way on the apron. He's going to be way out of the picture of this race as it gets down now to 3 drivers left on that strategy. So he got loose, and that's the 3rd save of the night for the 89.
Yeah, he was getting out of sorts quite a bit back there, and it again. I mean, you look at it, these drivers have been on these tires for 50 laps, Jeremy. All of these drivers for 50 laps. And they're trying to stretch it 3 more laps. Honeycutt on the inside here, trying to make something happen, trying to race at 34. And Jeremy, I kind of have to say, I mean, Tyler Honeycutt wants to be on the lead lap. He has every right to be up there. But he's also making that 34 race on that high line. And that driver behind him, Mike Hayes, is also a teammate. They're both Ghost Motorsports.
Yeah, no, he's definitely playing the he's playing that game, teamwork game right here. He's got 27 lap fresher tires in the 34. I think he could easily pass. And he's done it. He's already kind of technically cleared him once, but then he just backs it up. And now Dustin Franklin is going to ruin this little fun that the 45's happening. And, oh, man, this is... Okay, well, watch this. Let's see if the 45 can do anything on this final lap. Yeah, here comes Hayes. He's got all the opportunity in the world. Can he make the pass? They're all going for it. Final lap here. 1 lap to go. Half a lap. And it's going to be a drag race into turn 3. There's a block to the 74. And I don't think he's got enough, Dustin.
I don't think he does. It's waited too long with them catching Franklin as he gets loose there. And Michael Thorpe Jr. going to hold on to it for a win. Mike Hayes, P2. Yeah, they waited too long. They were playing that teamwork game, and Dustin Franklin came there and just botched everything. And that was that's what happens when you sit here and try to gamble like that.
Yep, Tyler Honeycutt tried to help his teammate. At the end of the day, did not work. And the last 4 of the 5 Global Racing League races, the checker flag belongs to this guy, the 34 Michael Thorpe Jr., securing yet another win. You can kind of call him the Connor Zillage of the series right now, as Connor's on fire, as well as this guy, Michael Thorpe Jr.
Yeah, did everything he needed to. Even though they, it was essentially 2-on-1, even though one wasn't for position, ran his line, didn't burn it up, and at the end saved just enough for what he needed to stretch that race out. And like I said, it was great to see a strategy race. We were waiting to see who was going to sit here and take that move, and they just Mike Hayes took the move, just not with enough time.
As he's doing some burnouts here, apparently he had some fuel saved up until that point. He's done. Oh, wait, no, never mind. He's got some more. How much fuel did he have? That's my kind of question I'm going to ask him at the end of this post-race interview. But so we're going to go over the unofficial results here tonight for race number 2 of the playoffs. Michael Hayes, Bobby Mantle. Oh, I'm sorry. Michael Thorpe Jr., Michael Hayes, and Danny White sneaks in P3. Has a good, little strategy effort there. That's your podium top 3. 4th and 5th is Abram Ghostin and Don Blazier. 6 through 10, all lap down or more, is Dustin Franklin, Tyler Honeycutt, Shane Wheeldon, Jeff Weimer, and Joshua Altus. 11th through 18th is Bradley Miner, Bobby Mantle, Ricky Hudgens, Ronald Holmes, Jonathan Gaston, Matthew Escalera, EJ Luna, and Stephen Hayes. Rounds out the field. I'm going to quickly grab our top 3. Dustin, what do you think of this race tonight?
I tell you what, I mean, it was good to see that strategy play effect, because these drivers don't get a chance to really showcase their ability as strategists. You know, they showcase week in and week out their ability as drivers, as virtual athletes on there, to be able to drive these machines around various different tracks, both oval and road. But not often do we get a chance to have them showcase their ability as being, some of the best strategists out there, and knowing, their situational awareness on how to stretch it out, how to control the field. So I liked it. It was a good change of pace. And I mean, just goes to show that, I mean, even on the virtual side, these athletes are just that. They're athletes.
And we got our top 3 gathered up here, as the waiting room has 5 drivers in there somehow. As conversations continue on about that wild event of finishing strategies, if you will. But here we go. Here's your top 3. First one up, Danny White, driver the number 64. Danny, congrats on the top 3 finish for your second playoff race.
Appreciate it, man. How you doing?
Hey, man, we're doing great. We don't get to talk to you too often, so welcome. The race there kind of ended up in a fuel strategy, little who could coast and save the most fuel. And I guess first question, how much fuel did you have?
I ran out as I was coming to the line, almost lost third, trying to get to it. So didn't save quite enough, but just enough to get me where I needed to be.
Now, was that part of the strategy to just get to that bare minimum left, or did you make that call later in the run and go, you know what, maybe I should try this?
So I was saving early in the run, trying to get as much as I could. And then when I found myself in contention, I started pushing it probably a little earlier than what I needed to. And but it's all right. I mean, we'll take a third place. I've had the worst luck of global this year. So I'll take a good finish and move on to the next one.
You made the playoffs, and then if you throw away all the bad luck and have good luck like tonight, and able to play strategies your way, you might be a contender here tonight, man. So keep it up. That'd be kind of cool to see you in the podium way more often here in the final 8 races. So, but in the meantime, we're gonna let you go. But before we do so, any shout outs you want to give out tonight?
I just want to shout out to the league and shout out to my teammate Jonathan. We had a good time running together. He kind of got a raw deal on the restart, but all in all, we have a good time. It's a good league. We had a good race today.
Yeah, very good race there. Good looking truck, by the way. Hopefully we see it up front all postseason long. Have a good rest of your night, sir. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you, sir. You have a good one.
You too. As Danny White, driver the number 64.
That explains what happened to Jonathan Gaston, why he came down pit road. So had a restart infraction.
Restart infraction. Yep. I kind of heard him over the post race. They do open the driver chat in session after the checker flags, and he wanted to talk to an admin. It's probably due to that restart. So I'm kind of curious on what that rule looks like. Maybe they'll post something on Discord and we can notify you next week about it. But in the meantime, we're going to rotate to your second place finisher, driver the number 1, Michael Hayes. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Second place tonight on the let's drive as slow as we can until we get to the checker flags. Michael Hayes, how much fuel did you have?
Too much. I miscalculated. I had 2 laps of fuel remaining when I was shooting for 1, so that way I could push at the end. But I ended up saving till the end.
Yeah,
I hate racing like that.
I mean, it's fun, and then it's just antagonizing at the same time. I believe it. So I noticed in the final corner you went to the high side, and then your truck got wicked loose. So was that you just over trying at that point, trying to go, oh crap, I have some fuel left I need to use?
Well, those lap cars caught us, and they were on like really fresh tires. So I thought they were gonna back up to let us race it out. So I was gonna try to dive bomb and maybe bump them a little bit. But that lap car came shooting up, and I think he backed up right before 3. But I kind of switched lanes a little bit too late, and then I was all messed up going into turns 3. It was just a bad corner, a bad shot to try to win it.
Yeah, 10 for that. Dustin, you have anything for Mr. Michael Hayes, driver who finished second place tonight?
Yeah, so my question is, Mike, is that attempt to try to get by, if you had extra fuel like that, do you feel that maybe trying that attempt a little sooner, you might have had a better chance at trying to get around? Because, I mean, I know that Tyler Honeycutt was on the inside battling him, but it's like we were watching it up here. I mean, it seemed like a last-minute thing that you had to switch to that high side, but, I mean, you weren't as close in striking distance at that point in time. Is there anything now, hindsight being what it is, 2020, replaying it back, that you would have done differently to try to put yourself in a better chance to try to possibly get up there and battle with Thorpe?
Yeah, I think so. When I passed him for the lead a while back, I probably should have tried a little bit harder to stay up there and then just save fuel and stay out front. But I decided to just, because they wanted to race so hard, and I wasn't really sure about the fuel. I was like trying to watch at the same time, but every time you save, it changes the calculation for when you start pushing it harder. So it's kind of hard to judge sometimes when you decide to start pushing it, because you start losing a little bit. So it's just it was hard. I know next time when I'm in that position, I'll probably try to pass him for a lead and try to stay out there like he did. Seemed like he could manage it a little bit better.
Well, there
Always
you
not
go.
learning.
Yeah, so we don't call those a mistake. If you learn something from them, we call that a learning lesson, not a mistake. So, but either way, man, that learning lesson still paid off for P2. Solid run tonight. Enjoy seeing that one truck out there. But this is your time, your moment. You got any shout-outs, thanks you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to everybody watching. I know we got quite a bit of viewers and commenters during the races, so shout out to all those guys. Shout out to the team. Trying to see where we finished, 7th and I guess 11th. Shout out to the boys, and as always, shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome.
Appreciate you, sir. Have a good rest of your night. We'll catch you next week.
You too, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. Michael Hayes, driver the number 1. Speaking of number 1, the guy who finished P1 tonight, the other Michael on the board.
The Mike and Mike
Photo
Show.
Victory Lane scene, the Mike and Mike Show, proclaimed by Dustin. Michael Thorpe Jr., winner of the past 4 of 5 races, and just on a tear, man. What's going on tonight?
Nothing much. I'll let you guys know this right now. That is the first time of my 4 years of iRacing I have won a fuel mileage race at all. I have never won. It's the first time ever.
Well, extra congratulations. to you
First
on that,
time for
man.
everything there.
That's right. Doing it when it matters the most in playoff form. I asked the other 2 drivers the same question, so I guess I'll throw it to you. How much fuel did you have?
0.9 at the line.
0.9, and did a burnout after that.
Just
so-
enough for a burnout. Let's go.
That's what he was saving it for. He wanted that one lap just to smoke the tires a little bit. That's all it was. He was playing the field. Thorpe, you had a battle, not just a teammate, not your teammate that was in second place, but the second place driver also had a teammate that was battling you on the inside, and you took advantage of both, and you still got it done. So how'd you do that?
Well, I knew the honeycomb was going to battle me there coming to the line, but so I just kind of played it into the hands, and I knew once I saw Hayes get around Danny, I knew I was going to have to push it right then and there. So while Honeycomb was still below me, I was still saving, not really trying to pass him. I was kind of trying to stay even with him. If he got in front of me, so be it. I can save a little bit of fuel. Also, try to keep Hayes behind me, make it a little bit more interesting. But hey, we got it done.
Heck yeah, man. Dustin, you got anything for your race winner tonight who's just on a massive tear right now?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's we talked about mulligans. Obviously, last week Milwaukee was was your playoff mulligan. Did not go according to plan, but you have completely flip-flopped the books. And on top this week, what can we expect out of this 34 team, the remainder of the next 8 playoff races?
Oh, honestly, I believe you're going to be doing good. Milwaukee also, yeah, that didn't go well. But I think we got a good chance of, coming back, being good at Bristol, New Hampshire. Kansas is a maybe. Charlotte, probably. Chicago win. It's a home track for me, so I got a good feeling that's going to be good too. But Martinsville and Phoenix, I'm confident I'm going to be up front with those races.
All right.
You got your dad in the chat on YouTube, man, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed, but he is just happy as he can be. Proud pop moment, he said, and he just chanting your name, man. So you got a true cheerleader behind you, that's for sure.
Hey, that's my crew chief whenever I go kart, and he tells me what to do. Well, he knows what I got to do, so he knows I know how to do it. Just gotta talk to me and keep my head in the game. But
oh, he does that. Trust me, he does that in the chats for sure. He will flat out tell you, Junior, back it down. You got a long race. Calm down.
Hey, when I race, I race. I don't backing down. It's not in my name.
That's why this is only his first fuel-saving win of his career. He doesn't back it down, he says. Man, congratulations, dude. Great stuff here tonight. Floor is yours. Any final thoughts you want to give out?
Actually, I want to give Don Blazer and Jeff Weimer. They absolutely surprised me. I was not expecting them to be up there battling with me at all. Hey, ever since I got on the service, those two have been training me from like a whole year when I first started racing on here, and that was something to see them up there with me.
There's a lot of surprise. Yeah, those two are doing very good stuff out there. Ricky Hudgens.
Hudgens was
huge
another one.
surprise
Yep.
tonight. Yeah, just 91 was just. I think if he didn't pit and was able to save fuel, he probably would have been maybe he would have won this race. He had a lot of speed on that mid run. So, but it all turned out into your favor there, man. Go celebrate. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Michael Thorpe Jr. getting it done once more. How many checker flags can one collect at Global? This is what is 6th overall this season, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely on a tear, man. I mean, not Chad McGinley tear. I mean, Chad a couple seasons ago, man, he was on a rip. But I tell you what, Michael Thorpe Jr., it's since about midseason on, man, he has been coming on super strong. He's been putting up good races, good competition for these guys. It's crazy just how things have happened. We haven't seen, we've seen some of the drivers that we seen do super good at the start of the season. Man, they're struggling right now. I mean, Bobby Mantle finished P12. It's been a rough playoff season for him. Stephen Hayes now, that's 2 straight DNFs. He was on fire and usually always up there in the top 3, top 5 for the regular season. it just we're seeing some of the pressure struggles that are going on. The mechanical failures, the money shifting, things that money shifting is a mechanical failure for iRacers. We don't actually have we don't drop a valve or anything else. We don't have transmissions that go out. We have money shifting. That's what we got. So we just pit road violations. I mean, those have been huge in the playoffs now. So it's crazy to just see a flip flop and just see the entire atmosphere for the playoffs just completely change right now. And I mean, it's still up in the air. I mean, because if it can happen to the playoff drivers, the ones that it's already struck, it can happen to any of them. So it's going to be an interesting 8 weeks before we crown the Global Racing League Truck Series champion for 2025. That much I can guarantee.
Yeah, pit road violations and wrecks, and 6 of the top 12 finished outside the top 10. So that's half the lineup not finishing well here tonight. So we're going to close this thing out. We are going to go back live this coming Wednesday for the OP Butt Kicker Green National Series. They're on their season finale at Talladega, and the truck's chosen by us, the vehicle anyways. And then we'll be on live Thursday, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, both Wednesday and Thursday, to call that race. And then back here next week to do it again, man. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you've not done so already. And you guys, have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. Get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
Yeah, as always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy.
Back when nothing truly